Hello again, I'm Blunty, and that is the NeoTV 550 from Netgear. I've been looking around recently for a new set-top box media player thingy, and the neat Netgear nerds let me borrow this one for me to put it through its paces in a review. On the face of it, the NeoTV does exactly what you'd expect of this kind of little black box. It'll pull in your video, audio or photographic media in all the common formats from any USB drive, eSATA drive or SD memory card and squirt it out again on your high-def TV. But the Netgear can also pull in content from any standard file share on your home network and can even pull in content from the interwebnets. And that all-in-one functionality is what drew my attention to it in the first place. The box is, well, it's boring. A little black box with slots, ports and sockets, precisely what you'd expect. But boring is a good thing. You're not supposed to notice the box. You're supposed to be watching your media. Around the back, you'll experience absolutely no surprise when you spot most of the inputs and outputs, including an optical audio out, HDMI, AV and component outputs, for maximum flexibility in getting it hooked up to your TV. And if you're like me, your TV has all manner of devices crowded around it. You might be a bit short on space. Netgear come to your rescue with this little chunk of plastic which you can snap onto one end, as long as you get it round the right way, and prop the NeoTV up vertically. The user interface is clear and relatively intuitive. You can, of course, ask it to spit out the media in any of the standard formats, including all the way up to full 1080p, even 1080p 24 if you're one of those people who think that looks more cinematic. The main menu is self-explanatory and sensibly organized, and if you've set up your location properly and have the unit hooked up to your internet-connected home network, it can also pull in the latest weather information for you, which is neat. And if it is sucking on your interwebnet tubes, you'll also get access to a whole bunch of online content, including YouTube, internet radio stations, Flickr, and text news. You can also ask it to pull news from any RSS feed of your choosing. When it comes to playing back Flickr photos, the default slideshow transition is absolutely hideous. And I can't imagine who the gibbon was who wrote this part of the firmware and walked away thinking, yep, that this zoomed in too fast, stuttery, jumpy mess is acceptable. Fortunately, there are other far more attractive transitions available to you, so you can have some of those pretty pictures playing without wanting to scoop out your own eyes with rusty farming equipment. You can also have your music or any internet radio station playing in the background of your slideshow as well, if you wish. Now, on the box it comes in, it promises YouTube, and while every other option to pull in media from online sources worked absolutely perfectly for me, I was utterly unable to get it to play YouTube video. I tried many different YouTube videos, many of my own, many other people. I tried to get it to actually work for a while, and every single video spat out the same error message. Now, I'm sure they wouldn't have put the YouTube logo on the box unless it actually worked at some point, so either YouTube has recently changed something, or the firmware that I was using had a bug, but either way, it's my responsibility to tell you guys it didn't work, and it sucked hard. Playing back media from either an attached drive or a network file share, however, worked absolutely perfectly fine. It happily chewed on every file format I offered it, and it gleefully vomited the picture and sound up onto my TV. That metaphor was a bit more revolting than I had intended. Sorry. But anyway, you've got all the controls you could expect and want, being able to skip back and forth, various speeds of fast forward and rewind, and adjusting the volume output of the device directly so you don't even need to reach for the remote of your TV or surround sound amp. It'll even handle subtitle files just fine if you're one of those anime nerds who like to have their fan subs over the original Japanese soundtracks. You can even mess around with the aspect ratio as well, forcing the playback to comply to any way you prefer. Very handy. And if you don't like the scheme of the user interface, you can swap it out for custom ones. Back to the hardware side of things, I didn't really like the remote much at all. It works absolutely perfectly, it didn't explode, it didn't kill any kittens, it just feels rather cheaply made, and mine had a little squeak on the control pad, which was quite annoying. So what we have here in the Netgear NeoTV 550 is a very capable little boring black box that'll happily munch away on your media either by direct hookup or network share, or pull it from the net, and do it in absolute silence. Does it with a simplified but effective user interface, and aside from the glitch I hit with YouTube, it performed precisely as it was supposed to. It is boring, but it's supposed to be. It won't blow your mind with feats of technological magic. It's not meant to. It just sits there quietly doing what it does. And I like that from these devices. I don't want to think about it. I don't want to be distracted by fun gimmicks or fancy tricks, just like I don't want my bus driver to wear a hat that shoots fireworks every few minutes. I just need it to get the job done without a fuss and shut up while it's doing it. And this is what the NeoTV does. Anyway, I'm Blunty. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.